Yo, so today I wanted to do a tutorial video, a beginner's guide to handling spiders. Learning how to coexist peacefully with these creatures that are in our ecosystem, that are a part of our ecosystem, without treating them unnaturally or expecting unnatural treatment from them. Still trying to decide whether I should look at me or whether I should look at my camera. Okay. So spiders are an arachnid. You know, there's a lot of different types of arachnids, and most people are scared of most of them. There's this kind of societal expectation that we're raised in this environment, this social environment, where we are expected to be afraid of spiders because everyone else is afraid of spiders, and they just get all this hate and like, oh my gosh, spiders, you know. And there is, you know, danger, but it's about as much danger as driving a car or you know, going outside during an eclipse, you know, going in 0G on a space mission in the middle of a asteroid field. I don't know, you know, like life is full of danger, and we need to stop expecting that, you know, we're perfectly fine unless there's a spider. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that spiders are probably one of the least of our worries when it comes to environmental factors. If we understand what their place is in our ecosystem, their behavior, and how you know, food chains work and stuff like that, we can see that spiders aren't much of a threat at all. They're probably the least threatening thing that I can think of that people get scared over, you know. Spiders, first of all, are a predator. They're an arthropodic predator. They have evolved and or adapted over the course of many years to hunt and or trap and eat other small creatures, like other spiders, insects, and if they're big enough, maybe a rodent or a bird, but you usually don't have spiders like that living in your home. Their venom, you know, their venom, their offensive capabilities are oriented completely around hunting their prey and capturing their prey, whatever method that may be, whether they have some sort of neurotoxin like a black widow, or you know, whether they are like a jumping spider and they have really good eyesight and they can hunt and maneuver really well, whether they have some ultra sticky web, you know. They've evolved to hunt other small creatures that are usually around their size or smaller, usually smaller. As a matter of fact, you won't often see spiders tussle with anything bigger than them because they are a predator, but they, you know, they have a list of things that are on their, you know, like, how do I put this? You don't see I guess you do in nature, in packs. I was gonna say you don't see like lions hunting elephants, but sometimes you do. Like you wouldn't see a little, you know, a scavenging predator, something that captures small critters, hunting a big creature, you know, that's bigger than them. And spiders are not really, they're not like the Tyrannosaurus Rex of the smaller, you know, world, of the smaller food chain, the arthropods and smaller creatures. They're not the big boys, you know. They don't actually hunt like a, you know, a velociraptor or a pack of wolves. They usually just make a web and they sit there, you know, and the food comes to them. And a lot of spiders do this, whether or not they use webs or however they use their web. Like there's trapdoor spiders. There's net casting spiders. There's the rare exception is the jumping spider, but people have already taken a liking to those. You look on YouTube and you see all these people like, wow, these are actually kind of cute and friendly. I like, jumping spiders now, but I still don't like spiders. But the reason why I bring up this food chain is because spiders don't eat people. As it turns out, we're not on their list of food. We're above them in the food chain. We are what I would call stewards. That is our place in the food chain. We can do a lot of stuff. We can grow food, or we can hunt food, or we can, put food together. We're not really necessarily any one type of. We don't have one place in the food chain. We have a lot of places. Most of them are at the top, unless we go butt naked in the middle of a, the African savannah, but or deep underwater. But yeah, I was just gonna make like an animation, not even an animation, a paint sketch. I was gonna like draw up some things and be like, oh, I was gonna make it funny. It was gonna be silly, haha, poopy joke, But I realized that it is such a complex topic, and that I could sum it up with paint and silly drawings and silly, type like stuff I've typed up in Notepad. And I was gonna start the video. I was gonna be like, "Hello guys, welcome to my Minecraft tutorial," and I wasn't even gonna be speaking. I was just gonna be typing it, and it'd have been hilarious, But this is really important because the implications, the understanding environments and our place in our environment and our ecosystem is so important, because it shows us that there's a way that things work, whether or not we understand it, or whether or not we can fathom it, or whether or not we can. I need to pick one. I feel more comfortable talking to someone, so I'm like looking at myself, but my camera's right there, and so it's weird. Like I put emphasis, and then I look down. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Flippity flap. I might as well do yoga or Tai Chi or something while I'm explaining this. That would be easier. But yeah, so ecosystems are important to understand. We have a very complicated ecosystem. All things are connected. And at the beginning of space and time, before the universe was even made, whatever caused it. People say it was a big bang, but you can't create something out of nothing mathematically. It doesn't make any sense logically, scientifically, whatever, unless that something is already, or that nothing is already infinite and unfathomable, like let's say the Force or the Tao or whatever. And I have my own theories about that, but when it comes down to it, before the Big Bang, or before whatever we understand now, whatever information we have, I hear they have quantum imagery of some sort of universal explosion. I don't know, but energy wasn't like you see it now. Like everything's made out of energy. Our human bodies are, my mouth and my keyboard, my computer, my chair, the floor, this piano sitting right next to me that you can't hear because it's turned off. Yeah, the sound is made out of energy. Everything is made out of energy, and it's just in different states. We know that down to the very fiber of everything, there's the atomic structure, and if you split an atom, there's energy in it. It's and energy can be represented or measured as in motion. Like how much energy you apply to something. And Richard Feynman had a really good explanation of it. It's really good. physicist. I'd recommend watching some of his videos. But he explained it very well. Everything's just kind of shaky, the atomic structure of everything. And the more, if you apply momentum to something, the shaking goes into that thing. It's really complicated, but it's also really simple if you don't get hung up on specific concepts and details and terminology. But whatever was before the universe, and there wasn't energy like this. It, I guess, is what we would call entropy, is what it was. It was frozen, or it was stuck, or it wasn't like this. It wasn't shaped. It was formless. And there's all sorts of theories about that. There's this theory that the universe expands and then like contracts, or expands and then freezes or whatever. But because energy is too spread out for there to be any interaction or whatever. But I like the idea that things return to the center. I think that's pretty cool, and it makes a lot of sense. That if at the end of time the universe does end, it's not just going to get frozen, it's just going to come back to the center, but anyways, that singularity at the beginning of all things, whether you want to call it the Tao or the Force or God, a little bit of it is in every single one of us. It's in our molecular structure, our atoms, or everything is the same as it was then, just shaped differently. And that's kind of like the Force, from Star Wars. There's this unfathomable energy field that connects all things, binds the universe together. And it's only because we've become so distracted by concept and society and, particular ideas. We got so stuck on it all, layered and layered, until now we're so worried about, right-wing or left-wing politics. That's not something you find in nature. There's no Democratic representative or, candidate or Republican or, there's none of this stuff. You don't see any of this. The spiders don't have debates. The trees don't have debates. It just happens. Life just happens. In the present moment, the only moment that exists, life is happening whether we like it or not, whether we think about it or not. And spiders, I think, are a good starting point to explain how we can observe the effects of trusting in this life happening. If we simply let go of our fears and our concepts and just be like, hey, let's see what it looks like for nature to take its course. Spiders are in nature. We're in nature. No matter how much we pretend we aren't, we are still from the earth. We're still molecularly and atomically made up all the same stuff that everything else is, and it's only thought and concept and logical boundaries that separate things. But at the core of it all, we're all from the same place. The trees, spiders, us. And however many years ago they say the universe was made, I don't know, whenever the Big Bang happened, who knows. But yeah, so spiders are in our personal ecosystem more closely to us than other things, like rats and rodents. We usually try to get rid of for good reason. They can carry a disease. This is, so I've heard. Makes sense. But spiders don't carry disease. They don't really do anything against us or our environment. And as a matter of fact, they're very helpful. And they take care of critters that are destructive, like parasites or pests of some sort. They help get rid of that stuff. and they help get rid of other bugs that do spread disease. And they get a lot of hate. Just outside the front door, I have a family of black widows that live out there. There's like maybe 10 of them or so. It started out with one, and that one I rescued. I rescued this one black widow was crawling across my living room floor, and while I was playing the piano on the hearthstone under the fireplace, I saw it right next to me. I was like, wow, hello there. And this is very important to note, is that the reason why I interacted with the spider is because it was crawling across the floor. If it was in a web in the corner of the room, out of the way, I would not go over there and try to move it outside, because that is its home. If a spider makes a web and it sits in that web, that's its home. That's like if God came down, if let's say theoretically his giant hand was like, I don't like you living there, I'm just going to move you, to outer space or to the ocean or something completely that you didn't decide to go live at, So like when we relocate spiders, we've got to bear in mind that, people get bit and spiders seem aggressive because you see people going into their webs and tackling them from there. Not only that, but like grabbing them and stuff and trapping them and all sorts of uncomfortable things for the spider. And so it's no surprise when that spider bites them, or if it manages to, spiders are predators, I'd say, in temperament similar to a cat. People have had cats, and people that hate cats even understand that cats scratch and they bite. And I love cats, but I get scratched and bitten by cats when I have a cat, like kittens that I've had, they'll scratch and they'll bite. And even adult cats, if you have a cat and you're messing with it, it's intelligent. It's like, I have my personal boundaries. They're mammals. They're like us. They have a brain. They have a mind, particularly, that can think and it can compare. All mammals have a mind like this. It's I forget the neurological term, cortex or whatever, but these two big lobes up here, those are your thinkers. And they make comparisons and juxtapositions, and all mammals have one of those, it's our vast potential for intellect that creates our ability to be really stupid, because we can hold a concept, or we can hold the concept of reality in our mind without looking into that concept, and we can really believe it, and then we can use that as a starting point for comparing to other things, when we're trying to work out life or our environment or figure out things. Reality at its core is unfathomable. You cannot have the universe in your brain. Whatever the thoughts are that are in your head are just symbols of it. And if you haven't actually taken care to sort out those symbols and really try to understand what they represent without just depending on the symbol, then you don't understand anything. And you're living in a dream world of concepts and, but everyone has this. Everyone has this cognitive dissonance to a certain extent. Some people have it a bit more. Some people totally sacrifice their connection to reality and end up living entirely in their head. And they get, but some people, it's okay. It's okay. It's normal to have cognitive dissonance because we can't possibly store the universe in our brain. So we have to use concepts if we're going to be communicating things that are complex. As long as we understand where the functions of concepts end and what they have to offer us, it's okay. Wow, I got really off track. But spiders, they don't have minds like we do. They don't. They have a very simple nervous system. It's a very simple version of what in psychology we call our reptile brain. The part of our brain where emotions and instincts are, and the part of our brain that connects us to reality, where our feelings happen, that is what spiders have a very simple version of. And so their reactions in nature are completely feeling based. If they feel threatened, it's because they are threatened, in one way or another. It's not because they have some fear that is illogical, some concept in their brain that they're trying to work with, and then they freak out and panic. No, if you go up to a spider's web, you're literally trespassing on its personal boundaries, that over thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of years or whatever, it has evolved to get the sense of, this is my safe space. And if a creature goes into it, I will bite it, because there's no reason to go into my safe space, because creatures go into your safe space to eat you or to eat your babies. So yeah, that's a spider safe space, is a web. And I can guarantee, if a spider, no matter how venomous or scary looking, if it is in a web in the corner of the ceiling or whatever, you have nothing to worry about, because that is its home and it's going to stay there. And as long as you don't go into that web, or if you don't have pets, I mean, if you have pets, then I would recommend relocating it, if it's accessible, or if you have kids that don't know better, try to teach them better. But this purpose of this tutorial that I was going to do was explaining how, when it's appropriate to relocate a spider, and how to do it safely. If there's a spider on your floor, just traversing on your couch or whatever, and you see it, don't panic. First rule, don't panic. Spiders interact with their world entirely based off of feeling. If there's a panic in the air, it's all of a sudden it's like, okay, what's going on? That's when people freak out. They're like, oh, a spider, oh my god, and they're jumping around, and the spider just starts running. They're like, oh, it's chasing me, oh my gosh. No, it just wants to get out of the open, because when you're in the open, that's where the birds swoop in and eat you, and stuff like that. So spiders want to get out of the open if there's a threat. So if they're running, it's for cover. It's not at you. We are just really big, terrifying pieces of the landscape, is one way I heard it phrased, for spiders. And if we're relocating a spider, and it's on the floor, we don't want to be threatening. And what's threatening to a spider is coming in from above with a hand and trying to grab it, or trying to cup it with a cup, or coming in from the upward angle, like that, like a bird would swoop in, and or something like that. So what you want to do is you lie down away from the spider, within arm's reach though, and you place your hand, you splay your fingers, and you place it flat on the ground, and you edge it in from the side, level with the spider. That way they don't see this big predator looking thing coming up from above, and they can just walk onto your hand. And this is what I did with the black widow that was walking across my floor. It took a little bit of nudging. Sometimes it's, you need to nudge the spider in the right direction, but I wouldn't recommend that by directly touching the spider. I would recommend having a little your hand from the other direction come in and create some sort of motion disturbance, whether it's rubbing the carpet or whatever, and it'll start walking towards your hand if it gets the idea. And if it's on your hand, you lift up your hand and you stand up slowly. And it's really important to not be scared when doing this, to be relaxed, because spiders pick up on fear. They're intuitive, they don't have minds, so everything is based off of feeling. If a spider is crawling up your arm, you place carefully, slowly, relax your other hand on the arm so that it can go from one arm to your other hand, and then you repeat that process if it wants to climb up, so that doesn't get into your shirt or to a place where it can get pinched or trapped in clothing and feel threatened. Yeah. Now, if it webs, if it repels, this is what the widow did. Don't panic. it was just a little uncomfortable, so it repelled, and I put my hand underneath it, and it stayed there, and I just carried it on the web. It was hanging from my hand, and I made sure it didn't fall or repel down to the ground again, so I have my other hand underneath it. Then I opened the front door and I placed it outside. And ever since then, there's been a whole family of them out there. That one grew up, got really big. It's a huge mama black widow out there. And another one on the upper corner. And then she's got all her juveniles around her. And then there's like another like middle-aged one in the corner. And baby black widows don't look like black widows. They are brown and translucent. But they do have orb-like bodies, abdomens. Yeah. That's just an important note. They don't develop the red spot until they're adults. Yeah, so they live out there and they don't hurt anyone. They never come inside because that's their home. They've set up a web out there, you know. It's like, why would you go look for spiders or look for food in some place where you haven't set up your traps, you know? It just doesn't happen in nature, you know. The trees don't, you know, they don't grow their roots all the way to the other side of the landmass, you know, the other side of the continent. No, they get the water from where they're at. You know, so spiders, they stay in their webs, and we don't need to worry about them if they're in a web. So if a spider is in a web, it's a safe space, it's its home. Don't disturb it. You have nothing to worry about. Don't stick your hand in the web. That was what this was going to be. This is going to be a diagram. I was going to like have reach over like nah. But yeah, spiders. What was I talking about? Right, yeah, safety. It's okay to relocate a spider if it's traveling on the ground. If it's traveling, if you see a spider walking from one place to another or sitting somewhere where you usually, where there's no web. In some cases, they may be a wandering spider and they may not make webs. In this case, then all you need to do is shoot away and it'll leave. It will not stay there. Like a wolf spider, for example. A wolf spider is very fast and it doesn't want to get eaten, so it'll just run and it'll go someplace out of the way. Another interesting thing to note. Actually, I don't know if that's relevant. Oh yeah, long-bodied cellar spiders, also known as data-long legs. You know, they are not harvestmen that you see on the East Coast. They live in dark, dank places like your bathroom or your cellar, where they get their name from. And they will eat other spiders and other bugs, and they usually don't make webs. If there's a cobweb, they'll use that. And they're usually not territorial at all or aggressive. They're not poisonous to us. They rarely bite. Something to note though is, you know, people are concerned about, well, what if the bite? You know, what if? Well, spiders aren't some unknown, you know, eldritchian horror with some malicious intent. They work with the natural order of things. You know, they're in nature. You find them in nature. They have their natural responses and their natural boundaries. If you pick up a spider in between two fingers, that is threatening. That's like it's like a beak or whatever. You know, that's uncomfortable. That's you know, something that the spider doesn't want to have happen to it, so it may bite. In self-defense. If you pick them up by the legs, same thing there. If you pick them up in general, same thing. Don't pick them up. Let them walk onto your hand, because that's them free roaming. They are not being manhandled, right? And if you've ever had a cat, you know how much solitary predators don't like to be manhandled. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. You know, just don't manhandle a spider, and it won't bite you. Don't go into its web, or its home, or its safe space, especially if there's, you know, egg sacs or babies. Don't go near that, because they'll want to defend their, the home. Spiders, other than, I mean, they're basically like a cat. That sounds crazy, but it's true. Their temperament is very similar. They are a predator that we're not on their list of food, so we have no reason to worry about them. Their offensive and defensive mechanisms have evolved around things that eat spiders and things that they eat. And we do neither of those. And we can cause problems if we, spiders start to evolve. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I mean, it's like something out of a horror movie where the spiders start eating people or something. I'm so tired right now. That didn't make any sense. Spiders are not going to eat people, I promise. Wow, this is a very long Rambleton. Ratatouille. You like jazz? Yeah, I'll save it for later. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yep. Oh, the laws of physics and thermal dynars. Interesting. I forgot what I was doing with that. Thermal dynars. Like my zombie tower. Yeah, I call it the scene is dead because it's like emo. He's like an emo zombie tower, so like the scene is dead. Yeah, pretty funny. Because he's dead. That's the joke. The scene is not dead. Oh my gosh, what happened to my camera? Am I frozen? It says I'm frozen. Oh no, I guess I'm good. Woo! I kind of want to play video game. The last time I did that, my computer shut off and I had to delete all the footage because it got wonged. My power supply is faulty. El Cheapo $60 320 watt power supply for gaming laptop. Yeah, so it just El Chapo's. If my graphics card uses too much power, it'll just eat us and cleat us and then shut off my computer. So I have to run games on low settings so my graphics card doesn't use power that much. Some games I can't run entirely, like Rainbow Six Siege. You ever played that? It's a bad game. It's a very bad game. I got a comment. Oh, okay. Yeah, Counter-Strike. I woke up at like 10-ish. 10-ish. No, when did I wake up? I fell asleep at like. I totally broke my sleep schedule. That's the in summary. In summary, I broke it. I broke my sleep schedule. Mike Tyson's gonna punch you in the face. Yo. Will a real Slim Shady please stand up? Oh, I forgot my bagel. Oh yeah. Bag. Bargains. Would you look at that, guys? I got some attention. Cool. I'm excited. Creative input. Szechuan sauce. Orange juice. Bamboo back scratcher. $5. Me trying to play the piano. Yeah, that was satisfying. Oh my god, what happened to my camera? My computer is trying to adjust the resolution because CSGO likes to launch in 1080p, which is no bueno. No bueno, please. No wrong. I like raw sauce. Let's see here. Do I put on my head ponies, or do I go in barehanded, bare naked, bear fighting, bareback? In other words, no sound. Caron, cacahuates. I don't even know what that means. I heard someone say it once and it was funny, so let me just adjust my hair. My $99 IEMs that I bought because I thought they would block out noise. And they do very well, but they're also very uncomfortable and cause problems for my hearing. I'm hypersensitive. I have hypersensitivity with the senses and the feelings. So I get just as affected by the lack of noise as I do from noise. Lack of sound. So. Is this even on? Is this thing even on? It's loud. Oh my word. No wonder it's loud. My poor ears.
Let's roll.
Let's roll. You know, last night I was so tired. I took a bagel into my room and was munching on it on my way up the stairs, and I sat down and I forgot what I started doing, and the bagel just disappeared. And I don't know if I ate the bagel and I just didn't notice that I ate the bagel because I was so out of it. I just set it down and forgot about it. And I'll never know I'll probably know if I find a bagel. Oh. Oh.
That was solid.
Good job, team. Good job, team. I didn't mean to do that. Can we get 6 votes? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. 69. What can I say? I actually don't.
Flashbang.
I could just hear myself chewing because of the sound isolation. I like bagels, kinda. I don't like them plain. Like, I don't particularly enjoy them plain. I can eat them plain. They're great plain, but when I really want to enjoy my food, I cook the bagel in the oven. Because I don't have a toaster, so I just place it on the rack and bake it first. And then I put cream cheese on it. But that's a lot of effort. I have to watch the oven.
Negative.
So I'll just eat it, you know. Szechuan sauce. Let me hear. I kind of want to hear these guys. Somebody order a taco latte. My sounds are all backwards. Dude, my sound is backwards. You gotta help me out here. Oh, I think he's on. He's on. Well, can't believe my headphones are on backwards. Wow, this is to my left. I can hear my heartbeat. It's pretty freaking epic. You don't want to mess with me, Capron! Crap. He doesn't move.
Terrorists win.
Woo!
Come on, let's go.
I gotta fix my headphones then. I gotta take them off and put them on the other way then.
No.
I'm glad that I can even do that. That's amazing that they can do that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty freaking cool, dude. That's pretty freaking fast. These diabolical mechanical constructs that I wear on my ears. Unnatural.
Throwing fire. Counter-terrorists win.
Took me the longest time to figure out that's how they fit in your ear. I was like messing around with them for
I know how much you hate him, so let's do this.
an unsolicited amount of time.
Flashbang.
Wonton $5. Welcome to my sushi bar. Got sushi pizza, a sushi do,
I'm throwing smoke.
a sushi Mountain Dew. Oh my god, he scared the living daylights out of me. Breathe. Yeah, don't peek that. This is a bra moment. Like came last Tyree, last touch. It came from behind. You even want to know
You guys ready for this?
how I got these guns? I forgot.
I'm throwing a flashbang.
Okay, guys, staff meeting.
Throwing fire.
As you can tell, we have a new ad campaign. A meeting, staff meeting, in here, in conference. We got a meeting, there's a presentation. No, presentation.
Terrorists win.
So good. An R word.
These men are ours. Grenade out. Molotov. Smoke. Throwing a flashbang.
Did she steal my pretzel?
Give me my pretzel.
I want my pretzel back.
Throwing fire.
Hey, compadre, you go sit in the bush, yeah? Go sit in the bush. The bush over there. The bush. There's the bush. Go in the bush. Come sit in your bush. I have prepared a nice bush for you. In the corner. There's a bush. Background scum. Adjust myself. Good, dude. The chair's all sliding around. I need a gamer chair. I need a booty pie chair.
Not gonna happen. Smoke.
$300.
Keep up $300.
Fire in the hole.
Hey, pull back, homie. Pull back. Hey, homie. You sit that corner, I sit behind the chair. Yo, where you going? Okay. Oh, we're pushing up. We got, what do you call that? Geographic superiority.
Terrorists win.
Tactical superiority. And we got number superiority. Gun superiority. We got mag 7 superiority.
Yeah, I went to bed at 6:30, so.
PM?
Now you're talking. Yeah.
Oh.
Wait. 1 a.m. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I just woke up.
Go back to sleep.
Burning it all down. Throwing a flashbang.
Reminds me of that song by A Perfect Circle. Counting
Yeah,
bodies
today?
like sheep to the rhythm of the war drums. Go back to sleep.
Smoke.
Dude, Delta Army popping off.
Terrorists win. That's a bad idea. Negative. Yeah. No. No. Let's go. That's a bad idea.
That's a bad idea.
Get back.
Need a medic. Okay.
Throwing a flashbang. Smoke.
So what you been up to lately, Billy?
Minecraft. In school.
I'm throwing a flashbang.
Peace.
Grenade.
How's
Yeah, is
work?
this sexy? We gotta do like a bunch of new shit coming.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, like couches and shit.
You have to move the couches?
Yeah, it was just it's like that.
Throwing a grenade.
Damn. Why is he gonna get muscle strong boy?
Right? I'm such a weak little bitch, so.
No, you're not.
Don't say that about yourself. That's not nice.
Smoke.
Oh no, man. This K7 gonna clutch? Nah, 2 seconds.
Terrorists win. Not gonna happen.
Yeah!
Back.
Yeah!
Move back.
Sounds like the noise Palpatine made when he was cheering on Anakin. He was fighting Count Dooku. He was like, yeah! 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 Here, I'll watch it close. You watch my long. Oh, hi there. Oh no! He's savage. Good stuff, good stuff. Hey, you got the bush. It's the bushes. Let's go in the bushes. Bushes, my brother.
Grenade.
Is that Bill G from Wing Chun?
Smoke.
Okay, for the push.
Throwing fire.
Push to the bush. With the push of the bush.
Fire in
And
the
the
hole.
flick of the whip. I spilled my milk.
Throwing smoke. Flashbang.
And hit a lick. I got the hostage, let's go. Ah! Oh, there's no way he can do it. I mean, if he ran right to the left, he could just like spray out the window.
Hostage has been rescued. Counter-terrorists win.
Good try. Hey, at least I feel good that this is a pretty balanced match.
Ready? This is gonna be gnarly.
This is gonna be gnarly. You're Bill G. We don't have to watch paper, guys. Do you know that? Because we got conference hostage. You can sit in here and then just like sit in conference. That way you get a faster rotate to here. We'll watch elbow from spawn.
I'm throwing a grenade.
There's not as many of us, so we have to play our numbers properly. We have to proportion our mass appropriately, or be forever disappropriated of proportions, perpendicularly
Throwing
parallel
fire.
to a prism of parallelograms.
Grenade.
Ooh. Oh, they got the hostage. Man, they're quick about it too. I can't even hear them grab the hostage. Here, let's all just sit in long, because they're getting a good long push because they got long hostage. Actually, let's just push them. How about that? Here they come. Oh my god.
Throwing
I
fire.
hate myself.
Fire in the hole.
need a better gun for that angle. Oh my god, here comes the long push. Oh! That headshot. Good try, Mad. Gotta rush. Maze Dicer. That's a good question. When I was studying at our Harvard, we had a really smart person ask that same question.
Smoke. Throwing a decoy. I'm throwing fire.
What's up with that? Hey, don't show yourself to their offers. Let's go. Let's do this. Ready? Oh, he's so... Dang. Oh! Oh! This is... No, don't reload! Oh my god. I'm gonna have an aneurysm. It's okay. It's okay. You got this, you got this. Breathe. Use the force. Oh no, what are you doing? Just
Counter-terrorists win.
oh no. Oh no. Oh my word. Good try, man. Playing CSGO with random people online. Ooh. That's pretty fun. My screen is red. Red-ish.
Red. My screen is red. I have a red screen.
Alright, I'm going to bed now. Have a good night. I don't have any morning or evening cumbers, so, you know.